Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena, and today we are taking a look at Cascade Brawl. We're deciding to do a bit of in this case Final Fantasy 16 here. One way to look at it is if we are to look for a partner and we wait for the game to go through all of these. Okay, ignoring Halana and Elena, that FF gave us a lot of the partner commanders here. So we would have Ishai, Ojutai Speaker, and we would have Timna the Weaver. So we have Kraum, Ludovic's Opus. We have Vial Smasher the Fierce. We have Bruce Tarl, Boorish Herder. And we have Titus, Trasios Triton Hero. So quite interesting that four of the partners are from Final Fantasy 16. We decided to go with two of them, Barnabas and Clive here. So we're going Grixis with Kraum, Ludovic's Opus, and Vial Smasher the Fierce. Bruce Tarl is pretty much an attack check, so I don't feel like this one fit Cascade Brawl. And Ishai Ojutai Dragon Speaker, whenever an opponent casts a spell, so this will snowball over time because with Cascade, your opponents, if our opponent casts one spell, they're basically casting two. But this was super vulnerable. I guess if I wanted to do white, blue, black as in Esper colors, I would consider it. But I decided to just go Grixis with this one. So with that said, this is what our deck looks like. So we're pretty much pretty much doing this to take advantage of this particular format. So for those who don't know Cascade, Cascade means that whenever you cast a spell, you'll get to cast another spell with a lower mana value. So that's why we have Mishra's Bauble and Mox Amber, because these, if we can get an early one, we will hit these. Chrome Mox is the other one. I just haven't gotten around to crafting it. Otherwise, a lot of things are pretty much on the cheap side here because we have a lot of nice one mana spells to hit, and we have a lot of easy twos as well. But for the most part, everything we have is pretty much a check on either casting a spell or casting a second spell. Let's start with our commanders themselves. So whenever an opponent casts their second spell, each turn draw a card. So we will get a card at the very least off Kraum. So from Clive, whenever you cast your first spell each turn, so we get to deal damage. So we get to deal some free damage, pretty much a nice one. Then everything else we have here pretty much synergizes with that. So like Saruman the White casts her second spell, Amass Orcs 2. So this one pretty much gives us some free lightning bolts, ways to keep going. Basically looking for whenever you cast non-creature spells, because we have a lot of them. Now we have the other Kraum here, so whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put the +1/+1 counter and draw a card. Kuja, we have a sub team. We have a sub team revolving around the Black Mages. It was pretty much just Kuja and Black Mages Rod. I guess I could also sneak in the Prowess Queen as an extra option as well. But otherwise, everything is pretty much second spell. Like Malcolm, we get free investigates. Our opponents are going to be casting a lot of spells on cheap, so Scalding Viper will kind of punish that. For the most part, we will be getting a lot of prowess triggers. Quarry Steel Cutter, recently banned, but still fine here. We got a Brimstone Roundup. Not really that strong, but it's still there. Then let's see what are our other kind of payoffs. I got Bloodsky Berserker, which will kind of grow over time. This one's more acceptable because it's cheaper. Ledger Shredder, we remember this guy. Also triggers off our opponent's stuff. Razzle Dazzler, something can't be blocked. Shackle Slinger is a way to keep something out of the way. As is Wingblade Disciple as as a way to get some extra creatures on the side. Heartborn Battler as a way to punish our. It pretty much it punishes our opponents, but it also gives us a bonus. Stello Lee Wildcard gets us extra cards and whatnot. So great. And Sauron the Dark Lord double. Getting 2 amassed ones doesn't sound so bad as well. So got a lot of things to do. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much removal and card advantage to some degree. Our mana base is a bit on the cheaper side. We did not go ham on the fetch lands here. We probably could. Ooh, opponent's on the colorless plan, and so we have to mulligan this. Yeah, this one's a better start. Opponent does get to go first, and this only hits for 2. So I guess we go Sanders Lounge. So I can play. So depending on what our opponent drops, yeah, they're just gonna go super ramp here. So we're gonna try to start taking off their hand, like somewhat. I could also just hold back for Orcish Bowmasters. I suspect our opponent could be. There's also a sudden edict if our opponent does drop a creature at first. Yeah, this is just ramp. See if we hit. Oh, we hit the creature. And do note that this is the. There's no ETB on this one. Might as well make them lose the Ornithopter, but they are way ahead on mana at this point. And we can. Yeah, Totsis. Oh, we could have cast that. So counter target spell with mana value 2. Wait, that's an option. Yeah, let's just see if we can. Yeah, Mishra's Bubble. Ooh. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could probably just name Artifact for the most part, but we do have to take Ugin. That's the most painful one. So pop that. Yeah, we got a really slow start, all things considered. We're basically trying to keep creatures out of our. And this is 2 mana spell, which we can actually counter. I do like it on the dragon here because we don't get stuck with a counter spell that does nothing. We also do, but we do have to be careful because our opponent can start getting back their creatures. So far they're not exactly getting anything back, right? Yeah, they're naming creature because they really want to drop this early. So we're trying to avoid walking into a portal. This is sorcery, so we're pretty much doing one of these two. Hold on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they will get their 9. Well, X-Red it...
Oo, musikwaya ako yung may mix niya ako yun.
Okay, sige.
Hindi kayo, may stand eh.
Oo. Yeah. Wiper washer fluid. So we're just trying to hit our mock hammer here. Pretty much we're trying to see if we can... Now their Coast LLC can actually hit a very big score. So we'll see which one. Okay, so they go for this one. Yeah, they get a reload. We were waiting. Matthew Shooter, not worse. Yeah, we're not getting past this one anytime soon. Might as well drop this, just get a cheap one mana spell. Not sure what we're gonna hit out of it, but we might as well try to hit something. Fatal Push, we will decline that. Starting Taunt at ETB's tap, we will get 5 mana. What I actually can do is I can level this up. Now our opponent's gonna need a mana value 1 spell to, and we don't have any more hits here. But it looks like our opponent might not have a 1 mana spell. So place my little form. This only cop. The Sire 7 Deaths is going to be annoying, but we do have to take out that portal. Also I think I also missed the timing here. I should have played this. Yeah, this talisman's not the worst. Are taking yeah, we kind of missed the timing a bit on this one. We will need to hit. We will need the sacrifice base removal, of which we don't have that much. We're not winning once this lands. We would need to have a straight up removal spell, but our opponent just recasts. Yeah, we can take. We can concede this one. Opponent had the very strong ramp start, and we did not opt to put a lot of artifact removal, so that's kind of on us. We do have quite a bit of this amount of discard, but not that much. So there is also that. A lot of what we have is creature based, is creature removal. So maybe we could do a world where we have a lot of We also opted not to put a lot of direct counter spells because they kind of whiff. Okay, Signet. But this one's good for our opponent because they will have a lot of 1 mana creatures. I'm gonna play this. Their number 3 is gonna be Sephiroth for the most part. Oh. Okay, but hitting the Cutthroat is even better. Ooh, Revel is not. Okay, and we hit the land, so that's pretty good. kind of need to hit removal now. Don't have. We're also not exactly right. Okay, we can delay our opponent a bit here. Brainstorm's kind of good for us. Ooh, we definitely need the land. The expressive iterations can be kind of good, so I guess we've been. Basically trying to buy some time here, but next turn we're most likely going to just cast Illuminating Lash. I could cast the Spell Spear, but we're realistically casting Removal. Okay, Illuminating Lash is not going to hit either of these, so I could just cast this one as a 2/3. It's probably more. But also because we know that there's a 2-mana spell that's coming up on top. So opponent probably has their own removal, so I don't expect Clive to live long. But we really need to hit more mana here. Opponent's just gonna redo Sephiroth. Oh, they went for the pot. We probably have to, if our opponent swings, I will block. I will just block, but I am going to snipe the Vengeful Blood Witch. Yeah, we'll do Illuminating. Ah, okay. Take note, we have the black mana as an issue, so I would not be able to Expressive Iteration into Illuminating Lash. I can Kenra Spell Sneer, Spell Spear, but or I could just set up for the next turn. Yeah, we'll just do Kenra Spell Spear first. Mostly off the back of having that one swamp. Lightning Bolt is always good. Though we probably should also be taking out the Blood Witch. We should have taken out the Blood Witch first. That's a bit of a sequencing error. Though I could just play this one because we need to hit our land drops. So yeah, I probably want to bottom this. So one in hand, one in library, exile. And I can swing with this, see if our opponent has an instant speed response. If it starts getting rid of treasure tokens, I'm kind of fine with it. Next turn, we most likely just play Husha into Midnight Reaper. Okay, that's a bit painful. So we do have to snipe. We probably snipe the Blood Witch first. But we are running out of spells to snipe with. We can buy a spell back. We have quite a few actually. Like if I buy back Lightning Bolt, I know I know I get the Mox, so I can actually follow it up with an Illuminating Lash. Oh, we definitely want to snipe this one. Ooh. And yeah, there is that, and sometimes we incidentally boost that accidental. So we are getting our mana set up. Now we just need to figure out what we cast next. Worm is annoying. Into a Sir Conrad. So Shackle Slinger is fortunately not going to be able to shackle this one. Oh, but they are giving up treasure, so that's the thing. Thoughtseize doesn't really hit much for us now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has to make otters. Soon. Okay, we're still done. Now, I could just unload both of these, just get these out of the way. I could also just play this one because we're probably doing the case of hand here. Opponent will gain back 6. Yeah, this. So we at least get to draw a card from there. BB, not quite what we want. Well, if we can keep our flyers alive, we should be fine. I'm just gonna take this. Okay, so how do we get up and above our opponent here? 4, 5, 6. We need to cast a really expensive spell just to deal the extra damage. So, Puja it is. Molten Impact deals 4. We'll snipe Sir Conrad. Now, Clive did his king already, but let's take a look. This is combat damage, so probably just some stuff in this one. Alright, Price don't want the land here. So I need to cast enough non-creature spells. Or I can just dash Ragavan. They don't have enough blockers. They could have. And there we go. We managed to. We managed to survive that. Yeah, having flyers still helps. opponent did have a flyer, but they ended up just going wide. They needed to have a lot of blockers. Ooh, that was actually close. I was legitimately concerned there. So here's the deck list. You can also see this deck list in the. You can also find this deck list in the description. Shinra reinforcements, not. Yeah, we probably will do just a few games. We're probably not gonna do that many out of this one. Okay, definitely keeping this one. Now this one gives us red base, so but I might. So depending what our opponent drops. The first Quarry Steel Cutter doesn't trigger, but the second one definitely will. So we're all, pretty much assuming our opponent's going to be a heavy creature deck, so we will start with Purge, hold on to Lightning Bolt. We can do Quarry Steel Cutter on 2. Now, they probably have a Mox. Oh no, they forgot to... Oh yeah, pretty much, at the very least, Mishra's Bauble, but there are plenty of nice options here. And we might as well get them started. See what we have next. Plains, okay. Okay. We will do Darkstick Shores into Quarry Steel Cutter. Yeah, having the 1 mana discard spells is quite important because we're not always going to hit a creature off our opponent. And let's see. So next turn I guess I could also just play Raucous Theater, then just play the Brimstone Roundup. I would like to play the Wingblade Disciple though. Yeah, there's no rush for this one. Yeah, our opponent kept a really land heavy hand. Ooh, the Bandit's Talent is a really good hit. They just gave up the Nettle Cyst. So I could probably just play Clive next turn. So our opponent's gonna drop. Well, it's Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink. Ooh, and all that glitters is gonna whiff because the timing sequence is off. Sudden Edict. We're gonna keep that on top because Surveil and Scry are so important here. And also note that it just prevents our opponent from responding, but we still get the triggers. Yeah, this is not looking good for our opponent. Now they could have board wipes, which mean they could have board wipes. So let's not be too overconfident. Okay, Llanowar Elf is good hit. I really should be taking a look at what they're also doing. Yeah, if I hit an I probably don't want to land this one first in case our opponent does have a board wipe. I might just play the Brimstone Roundup. Striking Storm's fine. Yeah, Core Skill Cutter is gonna be still quite busted here. So put 2 cards in library. Definitely the Mountain and probably Bonecrafter. And never mind, opponent concedes. The Electrostatic Blast in hand is gonna pretty much deal if our opponent's gonna do equipment and all that. So yeah, I guess I could call this episode right now. We can do. I guess. I guess we're okay for this one. Just keeping it pretty short. I kind of need a few other things to do, but that's pretty much the deck. There are many ways to build it. I guess it does highlight the issue with Brawl that the card pool is now so deep that pretty much everyone is kind of running the same thing. So, but that said, there's still plenty of room for ingenuity, and I do like having the partners here. And maybe we get some more in the future. But perhaps so. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.